I think this is going to be the most unhinged video I think I've ever recorded. So today we're talking about, in my opinion, probably what started the whole Florida man kind of like trend that, when you type in a date like, I don't know, July 7th, 2005 of like Florida man, and you put that in somewhere, and there's always a story about Florida man that pops up. Well, in my opinion, I think this is the kind of story that kind of made that trend a thing, or made it that thing a thing. So what am I talking about? We're talking about a man by the name Joshua James, and I'll put a picture of him. I think I'll put his mugshot somewhere like right around here. But let me set the stage for you. It's October 11th, 2015 in Loxahatchee, Florida. Now, for people who don't know where Loxahatchee, Florida is, it's down in West Palm Beach. Now, a lot of people know where West Palm Beach is. Take Fort Lauderdale, Miami area, go a little bit north, but then go a little west, and that's where Loxahatchee is. Now, Loxahatchee is kind of like it's kind of like an unincorporated area of West Palm Beach. It's more open. It's more like a salt marsh area. If I did it right, if I remember right, I could be wrong. If you guys are from South Florida, let me know. But basically, just take West Palm Beach and you take one of the state roads and just go directly west towards Lake Okeechobee, and you'll be in Loxahatchee. Now, Joshua James at the time, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, was 23. And this incident occurred at like 1:20 in the morning. And as everyone knows, nothing good comes about, even in Florida, and especially Florida, nothing good ever goes down and happens after like the 8:30, 9 o'clock. Everyone knows that nothing good comes afoot when the sun goes down and the night comes out, especially in Florida. And the crazier you go south, like the crazier it gets, kind of thing. What do I mean by this man? This guy kind of started that whole trend. Well, it occurred in a 7-Eleven, because this is kind of how FWC, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, FWC, this is how they kind of tracked him down. So it kind of starts with, he goes to 7-Eleven, he makes a purchase at 7-Eleven, but then I'm guessing just decides, hey, I'm kind of thirsty, I want to go get a drink. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go to a Wendy's. There's a Wendy's over yonder way somewhere. But between the 7-Eleven and the Wendy's, he finds a 3.5-foot alligator. and he just has the bright idea of just saying, fuck it, I'm gonna put it in my truck. So he takes a 3.5-foot alligator, puts it in his truck somewhere in between 7-Eleven and the Wendy's, and he proceeds to drive to the Wendy's because he's thirsty. We're at the Wendy's, right? And now he's going through the drive-thru with a fucking 3.5-foot alligator just in his truck. And this is where it just goes unhinged. So he orders his drink, and no one knows the soft drink that they said soft drink in the articles, but he ordered a soda, a large soda, at 1:20 in the morning on October 11th, 2015. Now, mind you, he's 23 now, 11 years now. He's probably 33, 34, and probably has a good story to tell about this. But as he pulls up into the drive-thru window, he pays to get his drink. And when the Wendy's employee hands him his drink, he grabs the fucking alligator and just throws it in the window. So you know how when you go to a drive-thru window, right, they have the split windows and they open up, like they kind of like one goes this way and the other one goes that way. He takes the alligator and inside his white pickup truck, grabs it and just throws it inside the Wendy's. And I cannot imagine the sheer look of terror that was probably on those employees' faces when they just see a 3.5-foot alligator just get yeeted into their kitchen. And I would love to know if one of you guys worked there during that incident. Please let me know, because I want to know your reaction when Josh takes the alligator after he gets his drink and just goes throws it right into you guys. It's about after, you know, Joshua James decides to throw an alligator into the Wendy's. Well, obviously they're gonna call the police, and the police show up, FWC shows up, and they begin to do their search and track him down. And eventually, again, the reason why I brought up the 7-Eleven, they tracked him down because the surveillance footage and the credit card purchase was established that he was at the 7-Eleven before he went to the Wendy's. So somewhere in between, he picked up the alligator on the side of the road and just threw it into his truck. Now, he was arrested. He was eventually found and arrested, which is like a few months later. I can't remember the date when he was arrested. It was sometime in 2016. He was found and he was arrested eventually for it, and he was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without the intent to kill, and the unlawful possession and transportation of an alligator. So now that we're getting to, you know, getting charged with the crimes, the unlawful possession of an alligator and the assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill, I'm gonna bring up my phone because I don't want to misquote Wendy's, but I have the quote right here that says, Wendy's quoted, "This unfortunate incident occurred last year. The safety and security of our restaurant teams is very important to us, and we're glad that no one was injured as a result of what happened." I cannot imagine being that Wendy's team, like the HR team, coming to find out that someone decided to throw an alligator into one of their restaurants. I can imagine just like trying to be a PR man for that and just be like, yeah, that just kind of happened. Joshua James, after he got arraigned and stuff on the charges, the judge ordered him to, again, and I quote, to stay away from any Wendy's restaurant and possessing animals outside of his mom's dog. and I just want to say that is the most Florida man way, and like the judge to give a I think it was one of his bail hearing or something like that, to tell someone who's getting convicted that, hey, you need to stay away from any animal besides your mom's dog and do not go into it. You got a restraining order from every single franchise of Wendy's in the country. Like, he cannot go into any Wendy's because he threw that alligator and through that fucking window. There you have it. There is probably my most unhinged video, and the man who probably started the whole trend of the Florida man kind of thing, that when you hear about Florida man, you're like, oh God, what happened now? So if you did like this video, guys, be sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you think about Joshua James throwing an alligator into the Wendy's kitchen. So let me know in the comments down below. If you guys are new around here, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.